What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today this video is going to be less about running and more about how my video Rim to the Unknown almost wasn't even made. Alright guys, so I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the Rim to the Unknown video, a little bit of the behind the scenes kind of stuff going on, because initially when I came back from the Grand Canyon, I actually lost some of the footage. So when we were traveling back from the Grand Canyon, I was fiddling around with the memory cards, which look like this. So these are the little tiny memory cards. If you guys can see that, let's see if it focuses. So these are the little tiny memory cards, and I had 3 of them. I used 3 cameras for the video, and it was this camera. This is my mirrorless camera. This is the smaller one because I have a newer Sony a6400 which I'm filming on here, but it is quite a bit heavier. And this NX500 is a lot smaller, and the footage still comes out really good. I would say that the quality is pretty good. I would want to have another lens, but this lens is just the kit lens, and it worked out well for me. And I actually have these little wind muffs on it too, so that helps with the wind as well. I also have a GoPro camera, which also has the wind muffs as well. So I brought this along with me too as a second camera. And then my third camera, which took all those amazing shots, was my 360 camera. This is the Insta-1X camera. It's an older 360 camera, but still works well. I've dropped it a few times. I had to fix it a few times. Still works well. The problem with this is that you can't put a wind muff around the microphones because the camera will capture that and it ruins the 360 effect. So there's no wind muffs on this. That's why there's a lot of wind noise whenever I'm using the 360 camera, because I can't put any kind of windscreen on this. But I love this camera, and it's really one of the ones that I prefer to use whenever I'm filming my runs or really anything right now, because it's just so amazing, the footage. It looks like there's a drone. In fact, I have actually been accused of using drones on my runs at the Grand Canyon. I posted some videos on other platforms, and they actually took it down because they thought it was drone footage, but I would never bring a drone to a national park. So this is what I use, this 360 camera. But like I said, I was fiddling around with all these memory cards because I wanted to see the footage that I got from the 360 camera, from this camera, and from my GoPro. So during the trip, I actually dropped this memory card, which is the memory card which has 128 gigs on it, and it was full. I dropped it and I thought I lost it. So when I did that, I actually got up in the car, in the van, we moved everything around, tried to look for it, and I could not find it at all. So that's when I told everybody that I lost my memory card. It was an important one. The trip was all in there. This is the one that I took a lot of the footage of the trip, like the beginning of the trip. You guys saw that I had 3 videos. This had all the memory from the start of the road trip to the day before the rim to rim to rim, and also a ton of the rim to rim to rim footage. This is the camera that I used to get all those close-up shots, so it had a lot of important storytelling video in here, and I thought I lost it. And we also tore up the van after the trip, looked through everybody's stuff, and we could not find the memory card. So I actually thought it was lost forever, and that was pretty depressing for me, because I knew that that was a good part of the story. And the only footage that I had now was going to be the footage in my GoPro, which I used, but I really didn't use a lot of. And I also had footage in my 360 camera, which is a lot of footage, but it doesn't tell a lot of the story. And I was able to switch memory cards from the GoPro to this mirrorless camera towards the end, so I had some of the footage from there, but a good portion of the story was in this memory card, which I thought I lost. So if you guys do watch the trailer, you will notice that all that footage is 360 footage, because that's all the footage I had. Because actually when I put my GoPro footage into my memory card reader, which is, I guess, is an older memory card, I got it out of Target, and for some reason that corrupted that memory card, and now I only had one memory card, which was a 360 footage. And I was devastated. I was like, man, what am I gonna do? I was trying to see if I could recover the other memory card, and what I ended up doing was paying about $140 to get this recovered. I paid for this this software called Recover It. It was $80 initially to see if you got any footage, And then to recover the video footage is another 40 bucks. So I paid like $130 with taxes and everything just to get some footage out of here. I was able to recover some of the mirrorless footage, but the footage that I wasn't able to recover was the GoPro. The GoPro footage, I was able to recover the video, some of the video, and it was kind of crappy. So if you guys notice the first shot of the film, it's a little bit weird, you know, there's some green in it, there's some distortion in the video. That's the GoPro footage that I got, and I was like, if I'm paying $140 for it, I'm gonna add this in the footage. And that's the shot of us driving towards the South Kebab Rim at the beginning. So I decided to put that in there just because I paid for that footage. But before that, that's all the footage I had. I had corrupted GoPro footage, I had a little bit of the end, and then I had my 360 footage. So I was trying to work on the edit and see what I could do creatively to still tell the story of our epic journey, because I really wanted to show you guys what we did, and I could have done it without it. I was gonna probably do some interviews with the guys, add that in there, and then add the GoPro footage as more of a B-roll. It would be more of an interview type of story. But 4 or 5 days ago, I opened up my toiletry bag, and you know what was sitting inside of there? For some reason, was this memory card, and I lit up. I was in disbelief that I found this memory card, because we literally tore up the van, looked through everybody's stuff for about an hour after we got back from the trip. That's what we did. We tore up the van, looked for this memory card, and we could not find it. So I thought this was lost forever, but it was in my toiletry bag. So I'm sorry guys that were on the trip. I had it in here. I guess I was just so tired from the trip that I didn't know where I put it, because it was sitting in one of these little adapter things for the memory card. It was sitting right in here, and I must have put it in there without knowing for some reason. I don't know what happened, but it was inside there, and I'm glad that it was, because that really saved the video, and I was able to make a good video for you guys without having to add a lot of interviews. But I do think that if I did do the video the other way, where it was just the 360 footage and the interviews, it still would have turned out good and epic, but it wouldn't be the same, you know, type of story that I told with all the footage that I had. So I'm glad that I found this memory card. Definitely don't lose or don't mess with your memory cards until you're back home and editing. So that's basically the story of the memory card. This was a video that almost wasn't, because I was really struggling trying to figure out how to make a video with just the 360 footage, but I'm glad that I did find that footage and I was able to make a story for you guys. And I thought it turned out well. I added a lot of music to it, and I think that music really helps tell the story. So if you guys want to know the music that I use for the video, I generally use Epidemic Sound, and this is not sponsored. I just, you know, a lot of people on YouTube do recommend it, and I recommend it as well, because that's the music I find that I like. You could use YouTube Studio Music, which is great as well, but the music selection over there isn't the highest quality or the best type of music. I find it more cheesy over there. They do have some good music over there, but some of it is a little cheesier. When I go to Epidemic Sound, I just kind of pick the type of music that I want, and for this film, for this video, I really liked piano music and guitar music. I thought that that showed the emotion and beauty of the canyon, and also the sadness and emotion whenever it got to that point in the story. If you guys haven't watched it, you definitely should. So definitely Epidemic Sound. I think that music is really important in storytelling, especially in film, and that's why I use Epidemic Sound. I will have a link to it down below. I think there is an affiliate link if you guys use it, but definitely if you are on YouTube and are trying to make videos, films, look at the Epidemic Sound. I like it, I enjoy it. I've been using it for about 1.5 years now, and I'll definitely use it again because it is a yearly subscription. But other than that, I thought that the video went well. I'm just glad I found all the footage, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it and enjoyed this behind the scenes story of what happened to my memory card and all the footage. I was able to find a lot of it, save some of it, but at the end of the day, I thought I put out a pretty good video for you guys and for myself. All right guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, give me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.